Let's talk about anger. Hello guys, welcome to today's episode of Honest Conversation with Funmi and I'm. My name is Funmi and I'm. Just in case you are seeing my pretty face for the very first time, you're welcome. Right on here, I talk about faith, lifestyle, teenage growth, and mental health. I'm a certified psychologist, a mental health coach, and a teenage coach. The reason for that arrangement, right? So do well to click on the subscribe button if you want to see this kind of content and many more kinds of content like this, and also click on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get informed each time I post new videos. Alright, if you're a return subscriber, you're welcome. Thank you for your constant engagement, likes, and support. Today I'm talking about anger. Anger is an emotion, but it is more of a reaction than it is an emotion. I got that. I know. Anger is a reaction and can also be a distraction that stems from a feeling. Feelings include sadness, powerlessness, shame, anxiety, inadequacy, and isolation. It's not hearing Jabi. Many people think people who are angry actually feel like they are powerful. But one of the stimulus of anger is powerlessness. The people who get angry easily are people who easily feel like they are powerless. So they always want to exact power by acting opposite, by acting angry. So for someone who always wants to be controlling of their environment, and this particular thing I'm about to mention usually happens in a marital relationship. Many men who exercise violence on their wife really have low self-esteem. They're not rating me in this place, they don't rate me, so let me cause trouble, let me scatter everywhere, let me make everybody fear me, let me just do something that will make them afraid of me, so they would go ahead to exact what they perceive will make people perceive them as powerful. So for some might be beating, for some might be shouting, for some might be yelling, and not just in marital relationship, in any relationship. It might even be in a workplace. That boss I think likes yelling really have a low self-esteem and doesn't perceive that I'm being honored here the way I should be honored. So they would go to the extent to exact what they perceive will make people honor them. So that is the root of anger. The root of anger is really feeling of powerlessness, the sadness. I gave an example in my last video about someone who lost her mom, and then there's this person who is always talking about her mom. This person doesn't know that, maybe this person doesn't even know that maybe mom is dead, just making the statement innocently. And from the pain of losing someone and the sadness that comes from that event, they react to this person mentioning these events with anger. There's anxiety. Anxiety is feeling of extreme anticipation towards something. You're anticipating a conference, maybe you're supposed to present them, and then you're anticipating it so much, and then someone just mention it and just say that why are you like this, then just go on and start being angry. Isolation. When you make certain sentences to people, when you make reference to certain things, and they just suddenly become angry at you, you should push further and ask for details. It's not always about what you said. Sometimes, most times, mostly about what is attached to that event, what they've been through. Maybe you mentioned someone's name and they just go on and become so angry. I want to ask them, what has this person done to you? What did they do? Why are you so angry? Why are you so bitter? Because anger is not something that comes at that spot. It's always a resultant effect of what has been, what has happened, and what that thing you are making reference to has done to them. The last phase of being angry is that it leads to impaired decision making. In my last video I talked about how that emotions don't always lead us to the right places. Now this is anger. It leads to impaired decision making. In psychology, when something is impaired, is opposite of being normal. That's abnormality. They just try to use that English to not say it leads to abnormal. Yeah, it leads to abnormal decision making. Decisions you can make. I don't want to start saying weird things, but anger always leads to something negative. It doesn't always lead to something positive. People think that anger is really in action, but there are some people that when they are angry, they don't react, but it's causing root of bitterness in them. By the time they are going to explode, it's really going to be like a bomb. Passive anger. Passive anger is when you are angry, but you pretend like as if you are not angry. But you are angry, deep down you are boiling, but you are still smiling. It's okay. That's kind of anger that maybe in the next 3 months the thing now comes up again. They are going to explode. They are going to blow. Everywhere is going to be on fire, literally, because they've been, bottling up. And when you bottle up things like anger, resultant effect is not always good. So yeah, I know people who, when they just blow up, sometimes everywhere will just be on fire. That's because they've been bottling up for so long. They've been keeping certain things within them for so long. So the moment they can't hold it anymore, they just explode and everywhere is just on fire. How do you handle anger? What you should not do when you are angry is to ignore the feeling. Don't ignore the feeling. Don't pretend like as if it doesn't exist. Anger is going to create bitterness in you, or you are going to bottle up and then it's going to come to a stage where you cannot hold it anymore, and by the time you react, everywhere is going to be on fire. So don't pretend like you are not angry when you are angry. The second thing you should not do when you are angry is to react. There can be a lot of damage. There can be permanent damage that you cannot reverse. There can be things you will do that are going to look back and regret. So don't react. Acknowledge to yourself, because the worst thing you can do to yourself is to deceive yourself. Acknowledge yourself that you are angry. Second thing, don't always seek to react. Seek to always solve the problem, not react. Because if you react, even if the situation gets calmed, there is still a 75% tendency for it to repeat itself again, because it's just a reaction. So seek to always solve the problem and not react. And the last thing you should do when you're angry is that don't act on that spot. Allow yourself cool off. Pour cold water on the anger. It could be for a few hours or even days. Allow yourself cool. But like I said, do not ignore the feelings. So even if you are cooling off for a whole week, ensure that you are coming back to address the matter, because you don't want to blow up the time you want to address it. This video has helped you. If someone has seen this and has learned to do better in situations like being angry, I believe someone has seen this and has made the decision to do better than being angry and reacting to anger. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Before you go, it's going to be so unfair, and thunder can by mistake strike you. Sorry, that's a joke. But if you are having access to all these free materials and you are not subscribed, it's going to be so unfair. In fact, it is so unfair that you are not subscribed and you're having access to this free material. One of the ways you can support this message is subscribe and share this video with more people and let the news travel far. So do well, subscribe, hit on the notification bell, share, and I'll see you guys in my next video.